Today I wanted to talk to you about the tariffs that are coming up on March 4th and how that's going to impact us. And when I say us, I'm not talking about the mega rich. I'm not talking about the people with millions of dollars. I'm talking about just the average Joe like myself. So I don't have a business with machines. I'm just a homeowner, and that's where I bought my first one. What I realized though is that a lot of you don't know about the machines and where you can get them. You just think everything from China's junk. So I've started this YouTube channel showing you guys where you can get them from and testing them to see if they're any good. And so I point out the pros and the cons and the good and the bad about each and every machine, because I'm helping all of you to be able to buy affordable machines, because we can't buy the big name brand stuff they sell in America. Not saying they're American machines, because some of them aren't even American. You know, they're sourced with parts from all around the world, and a lot of them have parts from China. So some of them aren't even American brands, but we're going to call those the big name machines that they sell at dealerships here in the States. So I'm going to give you a quick overview of what these tariffs mean to people like me. So we've now added 10% tariff at the beginning of February. That's on top of the 25% we were already paying from back in the day. And now come March 4th, we're going to add another 10%. So basically 45% tariff, right? Sounds terrible, sounds catastrophic. Well, let me tell you how that really works for a guy like me. So the companies in China, they're still selling a machine. So this machine right here, it's a Derette DRT 450. It's got a mulcher attachment on the front, but we're just going to talk about the green machine. So this green machine sells for $5,500 coming out of China. So to me, to have this machine, when I had it shipped to me here in Oklahoma, the shipping was $2,200. That included the tariff. But we're not talking about shipping, we're just gonna talk about the tariff. So when I bought it, this machine actually was $6,300. They've become cheaper since. Go figure. So $6,300 plus my $2,200 shipping, I paid $8,500 for this. But the tariff doesn't go on all the shipping and all that stuff to my door. It goes on the machine. So machine, $5,500. So earlier this month we added 10%, right? So it's $550 on top. Not a big deal. We're barely over $6,000 for the machine. And now another 10% coming March 4th. So now we added $1,100 on top of the $5,500. So now this is a $6,600 machine. And the only person absorbing that cost is whoever's buying it. So a guy like me, right? Let's use another example. This is a big bad Derette V1000. I also had this one shipped from China. This one comes with a Kubota diesel. The little green machine, by the way, comes with a Honda gasoline engine. So these parts are sourced from all around the world because it's a global economy, right? These are assembled in China and the frames are welded together in China, but all the other parts come from Italy, from Japan, all over the place, right? So this machine sells for $9,300 plus shipping. So $9,300 plus we already had that 25% tariff, and we have shipping, and what I use is called intercom as a DDP shipping, which means the seller there in China just ships it right to my door. I just need a forklift to unload it. So this, it costs right about, I think it's like $3,000 or so to have it shipped. Now, when I got mine, I had a whole bunch of attachments and I had 3 crates. It wasn't just the machine, so I don't have that exact price. We're just gonna go with the price, $9,300. You add that 10% on, and now you're talking on $930 additional dollars. So come March 4th, we're adding another 10%. So that $930 just really quickly turned into $1,860 in tariffs on top of what we're already paying. And there's already a 25% tariff. So there's another, I don't know, $2,000 or so. So for an American, an average Joe like myself, or maybe a small business owner, maybe there's a guy out there who just has a small business and he wants a machine that's affordable. Well, now he's got to pay an extra $4,000, $4,500. So I'm going to tell you some prices of some machines. First off, the average little homeowner can go to any old Facebook marketplace listing or Craigslist and they can find this. I paid $3,700, brand new. It's a cheap auction unit. It's not going to last forever. This is not the end all be all, but it's a handy little tool for somebody that needs it for their yard. You know, you just want to move some dirt around, or you wanted to, I don't know, buy some attachments and move some dead tree limbs, or, I mean, there's all kinds of stuff you can do with that machine, right? So for $3,700, that's a great deal. So the tariffs on that really aren't going to affect it that much. Well, it'll be another extra few $100. It's still super cheap. So let's talk about the big name brand machines. I mean, the big ones, right? Let's start off with Bobcat. So everyone knows the name Bobcat. They make these mini skid steers too. Bobcat MT100. It's a comparable machine to this one right here that shipped here to my house in Oklahoma, USA, about $13,000. The Bobcat, I looked up their website and their MSRP for the Bobcat MT100, $39,289. $39,289, or about 13 grand for that one, with the tariffs. So let's talk about a big name brand. Everybody knows Kubota, right? Shoot, I've got a Kubota engine in that machine. The Kubota SCL 1000, again, comparable to this blue machine, $40,857. That's the base price. Base price. So you just want to get your foot in the door with a Kubota SCL 1000. You want a little mini skid steer, that's what you're going to get. And you're going to spend $40,857 to start. So let's talk about a Toro Dingo. You know, everybody knows the name Toro, lawnmowers, all that. Well, they make mini skid steers, and it's called a Dingo. They've been around for years. It's probably the first one out. $39,495 for the basic Toro Dingo TX 1000. Now, Ditch Witch. Everyone knows the name Ditch Witch. Did you know Ditch Witch makes these little machines too? The little stand-on mini skid steers? Cheapest Ditch Witch is an SK800. $44,900 is the price I found online. So then there's another company, a lot of you might not know about it, but it's a really good company, Wacker Newsom. SM100, $39,500 for a little mini skid steer. But you know what? I don't want to buy from China. I'm going to support America, right? I'm going to buy a used machine. So here you go. Used machine with 1,583 hours. Now, first off, a homeowner like me, I will never put 1,000 hours in one of these machines. I don't have enough time on the weekends to ever do that. Do you know how many decades it would take for me to put 1,000 hours in one of these? I've had that green machine since last July, and I use it all the time, and I've got 45 hours on it. 45 hours is a lot of time in your spare time to run around your yard doing projects. So, a great machine, a really high-end machine that professionals use all over the place. It's called a Vermeer. Great machine. Vermeer CTX 100, used with 1,583 hours, $30,500. That's for a used, well-worn, almost 2,000 hours of use from what? A rental fleet, from some landscape crew, some random minimum wage guys running that, just beating it. You know, I'd rather have a new one, right? But even the used price, $30,500, or brand new for 13 grand, or with the new tariffs, under $10,000 for that green one with a Honda gasoline motor. I know a lot of you guys are going to villainize me and you're going to say that I'm just terrible because I'm supporting China. Do you buy at Walmart? Do you buy on Amazon? Go check your computer monitor. Does this say made in China on the back? What about your computer? Look inside. How about your smartphone? Do you have an Apple iPhone? Sorry, made in China. Anyway, I'm not here to get into that. I just wanted to explain just some simple facts about what the tariffs mean. And I'm not saying if I'm for or against the tariffs. You know, I see the good in them. I see the bad in them. Notice behind me, I've got my American flag and I've got my Canadian flag. Why? Because I'm a dual citizen. I was born in the States and my dad and his family live in Canada, from Canada. I went to high school in Canada. So I'm not getting into those tariffs. All I'm talking about is what I talk about on this channel, these machines, and how they're going to affect just little homeowners like myself. Now, I know that there's a ton of small businesses that use these, from tree services to landscape guys to I mean, guys that use the stump grinders, I mean, handymen, junk removal businesses, just a bunch of guys just trying to get their business going, you know? And so they pick up a machine that they can afford. You know, get a machine you can afford to get your business going. Or maybe, I met a couple guys not too long ago. They saw a couple of my machines on my trailer. I was helping out one of my neighbors. He's a veteran that, you know, he doesn't have many tools. It's his first house. He just retired from the military. And so I went over with my machines and I helped him out. And some guys drove by and they saw my machines and they asked me about them. And they have a company that does irrigation and trenches. They do French drains. That's their specialty, French drains. And they're really curious about these machines. They'd like to get one, but they can't afford the big name brand ones because they're just starting off, right? And I'm like, well, how do you dig the trenches? Like, we do it by hand with a shovel. I'm like, that's why you dudes are so big. There's some big guys. But man, these guys are American dudes out there with shovels just breaking their backs when they have the opportunity to buy these inexpensive machines. And this channel, all I do is I just help people here learn there's another way. They don't have to break their back with a shovel, with a rake, with a wheelbarrow, you know? And these tariffs, yeah, they're starting to dig into the pocketbook quite a bit, but we still can't afford to buy American. So anyway, hey, I just want to take a few minutes and talk to you guys about this. So that's my story for the day. Hopefully this has helped some of you. I get so many comments. By the way, I don't have time to read all the comments. I do have a full-time job. It's not doing this. This is what I do for fun. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you do like this kind of stuff, do me a favor. Like and subscribe. It really means a lot to me. And that is my business, YouTube, and I get paid based on views. So yeah, as always, I love you all. Thank you so much for the support. You know, I really appreciate all the support you guys have given me in my previous videos throughout the growth of my channel. Man, I love all you guys. You guys with the negative comments, man, I'm so sorry about what happened to you in your life. I'm sorry about that traumatic experience. I'm sorry your dad wasn't there for you. You know, I'm sorry that they didn't hug you enough or they lied to you. But man, you'll be okay. You know, we'll all be okay. We're gonna make it through this. You know, we just gotta stick together. You know, we don't need to be enemies and all this. We just, you know, just a bunch of guys trying to make life happen. So I appreciate you all. I love you all. Have yourself a great day. I'm gonna go enjoy my time in the trees. It's beautiful out here in Oklahoma today, and we'll see you on the next one.